Objection!
Burger. Ruby loves no better. Hey, Logan. Hey, listen. Logan.
What? Oh, that's not the thing I wanted. This, I think? What? Oh, that's not the thing I wanted. This, I think? What? Oh, that's... Wait, hang on. Hang on, my audio was not working. I only now realize this. Is this the microphone I want? Yes. Okay, this is good, I think. Hello. Hi, everyone. Yes. Okay. Hello. Sorry, everyone. I didn't realize... Oh, my God. The fucking everything. Okay, so let me explain my spiel again as to why I was late. Basically, we decided to get some pizza because, like, I was with Tyler's girlfriend. Tyler was practicing with the band, so I was, like, hanging out with Tyler's girlfriend. She was just like, I'm hungry. I'm like, actually, kind of same. And I was just like, yeah, fuck it, let's order a pizza. So we did, and that's why I'm an hour late, is because we were eating. Honestly, I've been pretty good about, like, doing streams lately. I haven't really been, like, missing a lot of streams. So I figured, like, fuck it. This one time I'll start an hour late. I've been pretty good so far. I've been a good boy. I've been a good noodle. And you know what? It's fine. It's just like Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright would probably show up an hour late to trial, because you know what? He's a lawyer who doesn't play by the rules. He you know what? He is the law. He is the law. It's right in the name. When you're the lawyer, you are the law. The courts bow down to your needs. Fuck decorum. That's how it works. How is everything? You'll be able to do your first stream tomorrow? What are you talking about? Be able to do your first tomorrow? What are you talking about? That's a little bit loud. I'll turn it down. There, that should be good. I think. Anyway, so if you missed last week, we now got the sheriff, I forget what his name is, Big Tex. We summoned him into the courtroom, because guess what? His grubby little Tex-Mex handprints, all over the damn evidence locker of the murder scene. I tell you what. Tell you what! Alright. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Lana Sky. Allow me to call my next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Witness, please enter your name and occupation. Lee, partner? Oh, I'm just a man. Same as you. Wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping elderly cross intersections. When needed, yes. Occasionally helping elderly people cross intersections. Yes, we get it! Oh, I know. You're a paroleman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime took place. I bet he's not even a real cowboy. That's stolen valor, buddy. You can't do that. That's illegal. Probably some German guy who was originally American, who now works as a double agent and cosplays as a cowboy. Oh shit, man, it's Von Karma trying to seek revenge. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? The desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert. Sans my paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Dude, fucking Jake Marshall is 102% a sovereign citizen. I am the living man. I am the wind beneath your wings. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard. But you don't see me complaining. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card, remember? And the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks on the evidence locker? Fingerprint-activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? He's not that good with machines, or with following orders. Everybody's got their weaknesses. Now don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? Southern drool, yes. Now, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Ting. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. Hold it! Hold it! How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still. Even time dies in there. I was just a caretaker who interred the recordings. Yeah, it says interred. You interred them? Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes are to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I'd erase a tape, it felt like I was erasing a part of my life. So, in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 days, but that ain't my style. But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Ain't you heard a word I say, partner? I told you that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No, Desperado, I know. Let's rules. No, Desperado, I know. Let's rules get in his way. So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime, just between you and me, I didn't set foot in that evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner. Can't say I do. I've been in that crypt for weeks and weeks. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. You used to be a detective, so you're used to evidence room in the past, correct? Of course. Back in the day, my locker was a gold mine of evidence. And yet, you didn't know about the fingerprints. The fingerprint locking mechanism. Sorry, partner. I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. That's quite, incredible. Sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. The sensors on the locker cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place? My mom always said a fingerprint is as a fingerprint does. Thank you, El. If I remember right, it was a street side saloon. By the time as well it went down. What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even Angel's steak lunches can beat the parlor's Vanguli sepia pasta. Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? Not all Esperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson. I'm just an innocent traveling man. So if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Absolutely not! Out of ammo, Officer Marshall. That's right, partner. Or as you'd call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to this crime, then you better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west to the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness does not appear to have been seen anything. Texas don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Don't mess with Texas. Rule number 1, don't mess with Texas. Fuck, this game would have come out when, like, Bush was president. I wonder if he's, like... I do kind of wonder if he's, like, kind of like a stand-in for Bush. I kind of doubt it, but... I kind of doubt that, but it's possible. When it's open, this? No. I know at some point I'm meant to present the tape. Is that now? Oh wait, hang on. Found a bloody thing. Oh wait, maybe that is this. Here we go. Yep. Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet, you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind you at the scene. Or, to be exact, a handprint. Hello, Arus. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker at Crypt. I pay my respects. That is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. Witness, what is the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene. The blood was wiped away, however. A luminal test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall? It seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall. About the bloodshed? About the blood-stained fingerprints? Very well. You may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. Found at the scene of the crime. The witness's explanation appears valid, although there's room for doubts. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. The defense may now examine the witness. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. That's because you... How did you pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That... One more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? What? What do you mean? I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. I see. It'll be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the blood-stained handprint. So then, what about the bloody handprint? Wasn't mine. It's no mystery. Please explain. My locker was covered with my fingerprints. It just so happened the murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. No, more like, what, 1 in 9? Is that how many lockers there were? On the contrary, one could argue that the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? That blood stain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Unrelated? They're as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and surreal. One's gotta deal with breakfast, and the other's a type of murder. That's right. Although seemingly alike, they're totally different. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? How do you know this? I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep on my reports. There was a blood stain at the scene. Thought to be left by the murderer. That's right! It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on the handprint. I mean, depending on, like, how thin the rubber gloves are, like, I'm pretty sure, like, I used to work at a place where I wore rubber gloves, and, like, my phone still responds to that. It can still detect... Like, I don't know if, like, the Touch ID sensor would work, because I don't have a phone with that anymore, but, like, definitely the touch screen was able to work with gloves. Oh, yeah! I think we tried that too. So, that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place their hand on the top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. That's the only logical conclusion. Bye, Nicholas. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? This seal of blood. In the desert. It's just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. There's only one reality, and that's this. The security tape. The security tape! So long as my trail isn't there, you can't say otherwise. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please, consider carefully what you're going... We're going with this cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall. Too bad it wasn't me in that video, right, partner? What do you mean by that? You wanted to be me to that crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, if you can allow any evidence in the video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now. I think I can. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistakes, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you may wind up being the one making the mistake. Now then, let's have another look at the video. Oh, yeah, this is the thing I know about this because of the, thing. Oh yeah, that's right, I added this to my playlist. I should have played this. Bringing our attention back to the security camera is a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. The days are short in Texas, and so are the tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, there you go. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. The key lies in the certain lockers shown in this video. That locker with the white cloth sticking out, that was the witnesses, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. And boom! Oh! The white cloth is gone! What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, You opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was open? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened a locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault. He happened to choose mine. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah? I call your bluff. You say I opened that locker? Now prove it. You can talk a talk, all right, but you got a long ways to go before you can walk the walk. Okay, yeah. Did I not? What? Why? This isn't it? Some AI girl says Kurumi, ranting about lollies and butts, threatening to destroy them while clearly obsessed, is like, he is the cake. He hates the cake. Therefore, cake boy. Yes. This? A fingerprint sensor? We talked about this earlier today. Earlier today? What, like 5 minutes ago? The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is that? In any case, their locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people in this force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say? In 8 words or less. I only got 1 word for you, partner. No! Order! Witness, explain yourself. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Please answer the question. That's all right, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here. We can? Have a look at these floor plans. There was no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet, Officer Marshall didn't see... Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right. The only possible conclusion. Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall? I guess it would have. Killer, I guess here. Officer Marshall was standing right here. So Officer Marshall didn't notice him standing there. That's almost as credible as Megan's warp theory. Oh, was he in the victim? Was he the victim? Maybe. There, but that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Correct. Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in this video is Officer Marshall. It was you dressed up like Detective Goodman. But that's preposterous. Officer Marshall witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. In the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir! Yes, and have a Detective Gumshoe respond. He suddenly pulled out a knife on me! just gonna respond to what Game Gear Goddess said. As a wise lully once said,
Oh my, howdy.
I bet he'd like to have some frosting on that no beta cake. Yes. Also weird why the no beta regime didn't go off. I don't know. Or maybe it did and I was just zoning it out. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? Yes, he would have needed it in order to enter the evidence room, so he must have had been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on the ID card. Oh, I get it! If he had shown, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? You've got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? That's something LCX would say. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence that proving I dressed up as a victim. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beard. But you don't see me complaining. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim? Well, I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. The desert heat. Ah! This can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do? It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics? For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Phoenix, try thinking outside the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather, I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later as it has been. According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. Bye, Game Gear Goddess. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, what exactly is this place? What exactly is this piece of cloth? Perhaps the video is the key to all of our unanswered questions. Very well. Let's take another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. I don't know what the white cloth would be, is the thing. I actually don't know where it goes with this. I might have to look up the walkthrough. Okay, I think I understand then. Alright, bye, Aris. This, I think. Yeah, I don't to what end yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. A bloody white coat. You couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I understand, y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent then as you are today, we all wouldn't have to be here now would we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. All right. It seems the time has come. So, the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor in the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to get a cut on his hand. My guess is he's the donor. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. SL9. When you say it, you mean... Do you even need to ask, partner? SL9 incident. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with that transferal that day. Not if I had anything to do with it. That incident's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time, no matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much? That day was my last chance. That's why I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera. And the detective's ID card? I stole that the morning of the incident. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. So, essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint-activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances? Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him out. Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during the short time. Officer Meekins certainly is a 1-in-a-million type of person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I'll have to think it was a little more about his raise. I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year. Where did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me, and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything. By the way, What happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. How the fuck? You can just bring a knife into court? What the fuck? You can't do that. That's illegal. Hey, Lamont. You can just do that in Japan? In 2004, whenever this came out? So you knocked Officer Meekins out, and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. So you did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference. 6 hours. If it had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in the struggle with Officer Meekins. Someone was in the security room. When I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is, on that day, there wasn't any murder in that evidence room at 5:15. But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. What are you, blind? The evidence shown on that tape is me. And I'm not dead. Yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the locker? Actually, no I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is that evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. It's already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective ID, injuring a police officer, this is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one is mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with.
witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. I can't just forget the SL9 incident. You know why? But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence locker. Joe Doc was convinced.
Joe Doc was convicted of his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence.
I remember the Joe Doc case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out. But there's something that still bothers me. Something that went down in that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. What's this?
Okay, I was right.
Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been slipping too much cactus juice, partner. I have the SL9 incident here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this name? To this man?
Neil Marshall.
Yeah. I'm sure I've heard that name. 2 years ago. He received the same lousy prosecutor award you got.
What?
Prosecutor?
Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did.
That's right. He was killed. And the case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? He was my brother.
Oh, no, he took his hat off. He's hot. Oh no, he's hot! Hello, Nintendo. my voiceovers are getting better and more consistent. I can tell you've been keeping at it, brother. Young pirate. Thanks. I've had to do this for 14 weeks, so, you know, there's that.
He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant, the then deputy chair of police.
Also, hello, Nintendo, if I didn't say that.
The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer.
14 weeks is a lot of practice. Yep.
Howdy, partner. Howdy, Nintendo. Young desperado.
Honestly, like, my voice for Officer Marshall does kind of sound like, smash that, like, hey, Caleboo. All is well. Kayla, first of all, you aren't wrenched. That's... I could have sworn you've been to my channel before, but... here you go, get wrenched. Also, congratulate Kayla Boo. She has she fairly recently hit 7,000 subscribers. I will probably never even get remotely close to that, but congratulations to you, Kayla Boo, man. You know what? You deserved it. You deserved it.
Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was arraigned and incarcerated. That case was finally closed. At least, according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight.
And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions?
There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. That was the last day that the SL9 case could be reported.
satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him. So he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. Things that happened by chance never cease to amaze.
At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office.
At exactly the same time at the murder of the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department.
So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murderer in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one.
Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Scott.
But wait! A verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial.
Which is why we entered the incident at the police department. We examined the incident at the police department today.
But
there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. It seems to me this boy's got a drawn.
Seems to me this boy's got a drawn murder.
All of the mysteries at the police department had been resolved, no doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Sky. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely inconceivable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. Arrgh! I rest my case.
It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt.
Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder at the security camera's tape really was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty.
Now then, the time for verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant The defense has an objection. A scientific objection. Right? What do you mean, right? Are you this girl's guardian? Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL Mine incident referred to Joe Dark's killings. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprints had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing. The other handprint. You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker? But no fingerprints were found on it, right? But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured that if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure I'd find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again. So, did you find something? No. Huh? Sorry. I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Is that all? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. And I'm just an attorney. But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can find something wrong with them... Please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Me? Time's up! Now then, Mr. Wright! With regard to the incident at the police department, it appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, the handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with that? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry. I couldn't be of more use. That said, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be... Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. Yes, Your Honor. This handprint left in the crime scene clearly shows a connection. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright. You've been standing at the floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Something is missing. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Yes. Something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Let's pray that the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. This? As they say back west, even a blind man can hit a buckshot. That is, so long as he's facing the general direction. Okay. Wait, no. This? Oh, yeah, that's right. Wait, what is this? Wait, so what? Floor plans. I don't know. I will actually be right back, though. I'm gonna quick go to the bathroom.
I'm back, and this is gonna get claimed as fuck. Alright, let's play. I totally forgot that Nintendo Music was still on the list. I'm gonna have to probably remove that, but still. Okay, yeah, so find something that was missing in the scene. Let me look at the thing here. So, yeah, we have the lockers. What is missing? Yeah, it would be that broken vase, wouldn't it? Wait a sec. I wonder... This is... Okay, yeah, that's like... What is that? Like a screwdriver, I guess? Like, I want to say it's this. This seems like the only thing it could be. Because this is, like, the only thing big enough to... Unless it was the mascot. Could it be?
Okay, so what is it? Oh shit, it is that. It is the mascot. But the mascot would be outside. That's why I didn't initially think that. What about that piece of... What about that piece of plywood? The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here. So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Oh yeah, right. Well, what? That's right. So long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint in this spot on the locker. What? So that means, what exactly does that mean? It means it can't be done. What are you all saying? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker. Don't look at me, I didn't do it. Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically. Emma? On that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. I think my voice for Emma is slowly turning into Valley Girl RFK Jr. I don't like this. So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in. Just one moment, I will not allow such far-fetched evidence. Babble. Balderdash in my courtroom. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. But how? One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time, someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been Detective Goodman, who was really murdered. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. The murder portrayed in this security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, where did it take place? When did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first murder occur? To summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jack Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room. That's right. The blood mark on the locker proves this. Very well. Then tell us, when did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented. Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? Yes. This is the proof! It's quite simple, you see. If it's so simple, then... If it's so simple, then don't get it wrong. Huh? Fuck. Alright. Well, I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to do this again. I should probably be saving more in the actual, thing. Alright, so we're gonna have to, fast forward a bit to get here.
Are you winning? Not really. I just lost, and I have to do this part all over again. Thankfully, I know what to do, but... Welcome back, Game Gear Goddess. I think I just have to exhaust all of the statements. Objection! Meow, meow. Man, I wish I could speed read. I could, honestly, if I could speed read, I could probably, like, play this game. I could probably, like, beat this game in, I don't know, like, 4 streams, maybe? There are people who can do that. There are people who can just, like, ingest large amounts of information in, like, half a second, and that's just insane. Meanwhile, it takes an entire minute just to read, like, 4 words for me, so... That, I think, right? Yeah. Oh, shit. This, I think. Maybe. Shit. What was it? Invent your own lyrics for this song. I am Phoenix Wright, and I am a lawyer. I am. And I am a lawyer. I am Phoenix Wright, the creator of the law. I don't know. Phoenix Wright, and I am a lawyer. Thou shalt seek my wrath. Oh no. Okay. Okay, yeah. Wright, and you shall see my wrath. I am Phoenix Wright, and I am a lawyer. Bow down before the law. Oh no. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, there we go. So I just had to click on the code. I thought there was like a specific part of the code I had to click on, but nope, that's it. Wait. Oh, do I have to... Okay, I might have to, like, do this to make the SL9 thing show up. Okay. So, 450. So let's see. Mike Meekins, Bruce Goodman, Miles Edgeworth. Wait. 4:20 p.m. Why is there no entry for 4:20? It's someone with a bad number of seven of all seven. 7777777. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required. An ID card! Oh! The ID card record!
Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger in panel into the evidence room at, let's see here, 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m. Ah! Oh. Ah! Miles Edgeworth? Just... What have you done? I never would have figured you'd have the nerve, boy. Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. No, I get it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the luminol test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have been taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. Let's look at the chart again. There's only one other card number remaining. 777-7777. Talk about a lucky number. Talk about a lucky number. But wait! That doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand. He must have entered along with the murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 777-7777. Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Oh my god, he's using, like, texting shorthand. What the fuck, Judge? What the fuck, Ed Gay? Ed J? Ed J. That's it. Oh no, J. Yeah, J. I didn't realize that... You know what? I didn't even realize this until, like, afterwards, but, like, I thought about, like, the Ed J thing, and I didn't even think about it until then, but no, that's just Pig Latin. I get it. Oh my god. You know, it's been, like... You know what? The last time I heard someone use Pig Latin was honestly right around the time this game came out. So, yeah. Wow, this was very much a product of its time. Find out whose ID number this 77777 that's 17 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of the ID card, at least at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number 7777777 belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. But that's ridiculous! Just how? I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority. If an officer charge files against the if an official charge filed against an executive is accepted. An official charge? You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Let me ask a question. Yes? No, not to you. To her. The defendant sitting over there. Your own little your own little executive. Lana? Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course we've looked up her ID number, and it's not 777, 7777. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. The SL9 incident? Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In the trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution in that trial. Occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did. Lana! Lana! I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defendant! Just what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During the trial 2 years ago, did you really present all of the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator in crime, in the eye and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor. Chief Prosecutor, you didn't! I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order to get the verdict he deserved.
But why not?
Even if it involved forging evidence. Oh no. See? That's what I'm talking about. No! No! Order! Not be quelled. Oh no! Forgery.
Oh no, forgery.
Boring.
Oh, wait, no, this one.
Oh,
Okay. Okay, so that was... Okay. What time do we have? 12:36? Alright, that's good. It's gonna be a kind of short one today, because I did start late, but... Yeah. It's about 2.5 hours. Again, kind of short, but... I think this is a good place to stop. Let's see. Who can we rate? Is anyone even watching? Actually, no. Nobody is watching right now. Alright. Well, in that case, we're not going to bother rating. So tune in on Thursday. I will be doing Artanelico, going through Firefly Alley. Saturday, I will be doing Romperie, where I will be playing many games that you will see, yes-sirree. Sunday, I will be hopefully beating Axe Battler, A Legend of Golden Axe. Monday, I will be playing Sega Game Gear games, beginning with the letter T. And Tuesday, we will be starting the third day of Evidence, where... even if it's not murder, it seems Lana Skye has a lot to answer to. And she kind of did give an answer. A very bad answer, I would say. Anyway, thank you guys so very much for watching. Always super appreciated. Special thank you to my members, Arus218 and LCX. And thank you to everyone for watching tonight. Again, kind of a short stream. I started late. Next stream will start early. I see no reason why it shouldn't. But thank you guys so very much for watching. Thank you, Arus218, Game Gear Goddess, Gaming in the Past and Beyond. Every time I read that name, I think of gaming in the Clinton years. But Karumim, Good Gamer, Mike Wolf, Nicholas W, Nintendo Vaults, and Kayla Boo. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Good night. And thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Bye, everyone.
It's the outro, and here's the outro freak. Freddy Freak of interpretation, sweeping the nation, doing his thing our way. If you wanna see more of me, become a member, watch some movies on LDN Cinema, play some games on Rum Roulette and Request. To be part of the community, join the Discord, talking about games, music, rock requests, and more. Join now. That's all of the plugs that I've made. Thank you all for watching. Now let's raid!